And in the National Football League, there's a lot of ways to send messages. You can do it directly, indirectly, but I think clearly when you go out and you draft a player at that same position, that sends a signal clearly to Derek Barnes that, hey, we're going to look at a player like Jack Campbell. That sends a signal, hey, that at any time an organization is going to search for better talent, for competition. And no player in the National Football League, whatever contract they make, should feel like their playing time is deserved. Now, you clearly understand that Jared Goff's going to be under center for a long time. It's just the way it is, nature of the beast. The Lions have tied themselves to that player. But for Hendon Hooker, it's a different story. He's a backup. He's developing. And, Brad Holmes indicated and Dan Campbell have noted that, okay, Hendon wasn't ready by the time the postseason hit last year. So they went out and got Teddy Bridgewater. They wanted a little bit more experience. Now, heading into 2025, everyone's kind of understanding, okay, Hendon maybe is not exactly where he needs to be based on his development. And they go out and they didn't make a big splash in regards to the financial commitment to Kyle Allen, but he's there. And Brad Holmes said, if Hendon wants the backup job, he's got to go earn it. And I think that's great. That's what general managers should say. No spot is given to any player. And for the Detroit Lions, that's just a staple of their franchise and the culture. But for Hendon Hooker, I do think that a message was sent like, hey, it's time to kind of take that step so that you are ready. So I do think that the goal for Hendon in 2025 is be ready when the postseason comes so that they don't have to look around for another veteran or that you don't lose your job to Kyle Allen. I don't think sitting here today that Kyle Allen's going to beat out Hendon Hooker in the postseason or in the preseason. But I would be fascinated because in those preseason games, you're getting a bunch of guys that, you're going to have his opportunity. I think Hendon Hooker will have his chance to play with some good players that are trying to make a team. So I think the competition will be fierce. I think that Allen will do his best to push Hendon Hooker. But to me, I would be a little bit surprised if Allen beats out Hendon Hooker. I think that Hendon Hooker was given the challenge. He understands it. It's a clear message. Everybody knows it. Hendon Hooker will accept the message properly, and I think he'll be the team's number 2 throughout the year and when the postseason starts. Could I be wrong? Do you think maybe there is a sign that maybe they still need to go out if it's not Kyle Allen? Because the Lions have shown they brought in Boyle and David Blau. They've had a myriad of competition, but do you think they still might need to go out and get a veteran that's had experience? I think a lot of people look at Gardner Minshew, that type where they've played before, but I'm of the opinion that if you can go with a guy on a rookie contract, I do think that the best option is if Hendon Hooker develops this year. What are your thoughts on the comments made by the Lions about Hendon Hooker and needing him to earn the number 2 job this year?
I love it. I think it's the way it should be. I think that they've kind of slow played Hendon Hooker's development with his rookie year. Obviously, he was injured, so he didn't get a ton of reps. And then maybe this past year, his first full off season, and it obviously wasn't up to the standard to where they felt comfortable potentially rolling with him in the playoffs, which Jared Goff did miss a series, so he would have had to have gone into that game had he been active. So I think moving into year 3, it's time for him to step up and show even more growth. And I think we saw it at points in training camp. Obviously, the consensus was maybe he struggled a little bit with accuracy and some processing things, but you knew the tools were there. So now it's time to show some development, some grasping of the offense, which he did towards the end of the preseason last year. And it's time to take everything that he displayed that was encouraging last year and take it a step forward to where instead of being encouraged by it, now you feel confident in Hendon Hooker potentially going out there and winning you a ball game if Jared Goff is injured. So I think Kyle Allen is good competition for him. He's a guy who's made 19 starts and appeared in almost 40 games over the course of his career. At one point, he was like a legit starter, like he's trotting out there every game for the Carolina Panthers one year where he started 12 games. Like he was the guy. So I think that he brings excellent competition. He's going to show you what it takes to be that kind of spot starter and be somebody who that you're going to be relying on to go out there and win a game because whether the starter's injured or things of that nature, like you're going to have to go out there and win a game at some point. And that's what Hendon Hooker needs to be able to show the coaching staff that he can do. So this is year 3 for Hendon Hooker too. This is a big make or break type of year when you talk about his future, not just with the Lions either. I mean, he's got a 4-year rookie deal. So he's got at most guaranteed with the Lions at least 2 more years on that rookie deal. And then after that, if he's not going to be with the Lions after his last rookie deal season, he's got to go find a job and win it somewhere else. So he's auditioning not just for the Lions in 2025, but for all 32 teams as somebody who maybe they could rely on and be the starter, whether that's in a trade or signing him out of free agency if the Lions don't bring him back at the end of his rookie deal. It's a huge offseason for Hendon Hooker.